Now, I'm going to cross to the US and Kristin Tate in just a moment, because apparently Sleepy Joe is also Cranky Joe, according to a report from Axios with the headline, Old Yeller, Biden's private fury. Behind closed doors, Biden has such a quick-trigger temper that some aides try to avoid meeting alone with him, says the report. Some take a colleague almost as a shield against a solo blast. The president's admonitions include, God damn it, how the F don't you know this? Don't effing BS me and get the F out of here. It's a fascinating revelation given discussions around Joe Biden's mental capacity and whether he's suffering from dementia, which of course often comes with ill-tempered behaviour.
That's right. We have a president who is unstable, senile, and apparently borderline abusive to staff members. And the Biden White House and its allies are desperately trying to distract away the attention from Biden's age, his frailty, and the gaffes that he is constantly making. And now we find out his state behind closed doors is just as bad. And these issues have gotten so bad, Chris, to the point where I am now hearing from Democrats regularly, including very staunch supporters of President Biden, saying that whenever they watch Biden speak or interact with people or get up on Air Force One, they feel uncomfortable or even sad. It has gotten to the point where I regularly am hearing whispers at this point from my friends on the left and people who are connected in politics that Biden needs to go away and step down from this election. I don't know if that will happen, but that is the sentiment right now among a lot of Democrats.
It is worrying, all right, Kristin, but let's talk about something that's heartbreaking. The president keeps making references to his 6 grandchildren. Here he is in April.
The best part of it all, I have 6 grandchildren, and I'm crazy about them. I speak to them every single day. Not a joke.
Yeah, but as we all know, there's a 7th grandchild, a daughter fathered by his controversial son Hunter with a stripper.
Well, the 6th count obviously leaves out Hunter Biden's 4-year-old daughter. According to court documents, a paternity test has proven that she is indeed Hunter's. He just recently settled a child support case in her interest.
We're talking about a little 4-year-old girl who apparently knows who her father is, knows that her grandfather is the president of the United States, and they don't engage with her or even acknowledge her existence. I mean, the psychological pain of that for that little girl, everybody should take note of, particularly from a president who often talks about the dignity of every person, and he's the protector of the soul of the nation. Just start with your grandchild, Mr. President.
This is so sad, Kristin. Surely President Biden should recognise all of his grandchildren.
This could be the scandal that really takes down Joe Biden's image, Chris. You know, all of this stuff about Hunter Biden and his corrupt business dealings with people overseas, it is bad, it is criminal, but it's very complicated. And the details of this corruption can be very, very hard for average Americans who are busy with work and their normal lives to actually understand and keep up with. But this, you have a little girl who has been disowned by her father and her grandfather, who's the president of the United States, in a very cruel way. This is something that all Americans can understand, and it really goes against the public image that Biden has tried to portray of himself as being this really great family guy, nice man who loves his family, loves his grandchildren. This is truly cold-hearted. And think about it. The way that Joe Biden and all of his family members have gotten rich is off of the family name, Biden. And this little girl, due to the settlement that was reached between her mother and Hunter Biden, is now not able to even use her own family name. She is not allowed to use the Biden name. Think about how cold that is. As this scandal gets more media attention, this could be, I believe, what really rocks the Biden camp and ultimately takes this president down in terms of popularity.
Yeah, it was cold-hearted at the very, very least. Now, last night we showed our viewers pictures of Joe Biden at the beach, and as you know, Kristin, he wasn't exactly ripping it up there. And overnight he's attended a parade with King Charles in England, who had trouble actually keeping the president on track. Yeah, even the King of England can't get the president to go in the right direction. Now, I reckon there are two scary things about an ongoing Biden presidency, Kristin. One is his own capabilities, as we've just seen. The other is Kamala Harris still being a heartbeat away from the presidency, while she continues to laugh at anything and everything and not make much sense. Look at her latest effort.
Everything is in context. My mother she would give us a hard time sometimes, and she would say to us, I don't know what's wrong with you young people. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you.
Kristin, she's not a great running mate, is she?
Oh, she's such a liability and such a dud. Nobody likes her. Nobody's ever liked her. She was a dud during the primaries of the last election cycle. But look, the Democrats realize they have a real problem on their hand, Chris, with this ticket. Joe Biden is losing in the polls right now, many of them, to Donald Trump. I was just looking at an echelon poll before we went on air that shows Donald Trump with an 8-point lead over Joe Biden in key swing states. And that's not because Donald Trump is booming in popularity. That is because Joe Biden has seen his base shrink, as many who are on the moderate left side of the aisle are becoming apathetic because they are not motivated or mobilized by this president. So I am starting to wonder if it will actually be Joe Biden and Kamala Harris on the ticket. There is a real chance that this president could remove himself from this election. And then the question becomes, who is the Democrat nominee? I don't know the answer to that.
And that's what I've been saying. As you know, I've been saying this for more than a year. It can't happen. We'll see. Thanks so much for joining us, Kristin.
Thank you, Chris.